Yeah, hi team. Yeah, welcome to my comments. Hello. I think my voice is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think we already discussed about the Mern stack and what is my favorite. Yeah. Meantime, I will go. So look like many guys joined recently. Like that's why I will explain the total thing one second. Like here, presently we are talking about the Mern stack, and we create the content about our course name as a building blocks and way of learning. And this is a curated curriculum about our current industry, how exactly they are dealing with the technology and tools, how exactly they are building the scalable applications using this Mern stack. And in this demo, we can touch the other technologies also. Like in the single page application, we can develop using the React, Angular, Vue.js, and other frameworks or libraries also we can use. And about the APIs and how we can develop the desktop apps and mobile apps like that, we can discuss further. And here I discussed about the JavaScript. That is one of the main popular and powerful technology everyone should learn. Who are looking for IT job and who are looking for the IT related jobs. Like some guys are interested in some Power BI, some analytics tools. Here the edge case using the JavaScript, we can able to develop the powerful visualizations. Like you hear some kind of visualizations using the canvas and SVGs, right? Using JavaScript libraries called D3.js and Vega.js and C3.js. These are the powerful libraries. You can develop any customized visualizations using HTML, CSS, and Canvas and SVG and flavor of JavaScript frameworks. Here, the advantage is you can customize these kind of things in a Power BI, Spotfire, or any kind of tools also who are going for the data science related things and AML. The major part is about visualizing the data or providing some kind of interfaces. Like when you're dealing with the Perplexity or ChatGPT or whatever thing, you should have some kind of interface. That's why my suggestion is before ALML or after AML, UAE technology should be there and we should have the interfaces. Human or anyone should interact with one of the device. In between, we should have some kind of interface using our JavaScript or the popular technologies. We should have some interface. That's why you guys should adapt the technology like JavaScript and HTML, CSS along with the embedded technologies. Then you can enable to develop an interface that will support the browser and that will support the TV like OTT platforms, that will support some kind of when you are going for the metro, you are seeing some kind of advertisement, right? That is also some kind of embedded software that should have some kind of interface related to. Like that, everywhere we should have some kind of interfaces. That's why we should have some kind of edge when you are learning the JavaScript. That is the first part about the front end related thing when you are learning the JavaScript. Now, second part is about you can able to create the REST APIs using JavaScript related like Node.js related technology, like using now Express.js, using loopback. That kind of we have many frameworks. You can develop easily the REST APIs, and you can able to integrate the REST APIs into front end, and you develop the full stack related technology, the input. And one more thing is about here the popular technology of the MongoDB. Every application should have the data base, and we need to store the data. That will be the user, whatever the some kind of database we need to develop when you are dealing with the dynamic applications. That's why we have the MongoDB. But here you can choose relation DB also, MySQL, Oracle, or whatever the feasible based on our architecture, based on our application complexity. Sometimes we can choose the multiple databases or application logs. We can store in the MongoDB and our application user database. We can store in a MySQL or Oracle. That kind of architecture also we can try. In our course, this kind of practical strategy we will apply. That's why we added our course name as building blocks, way of learning. Here you can able to easily adapt the how you can upskill. Once you complete our course, we will some kind of knowledge about how you can upskill easily for any technology. That kind of knowledge you should have. That kind of easiness we added in our course flavor. You should able to see that one. I think quickly we can go to the next slide about here we are talking about the Mern, right? But here we can start with our basic software applications what we have. Like daily life, you guys are using regular mobile and desktops for some kind of programming purpose, and you guys are using social network platforms like that. Here we mentioned many technology, like what are the desktop apps, what are the normal web applications like that. When you're thinking about the desktop app, you're using the Notepad kind of thing, and you're using the MS Word kind of thing. Here these are the regular apps, these are the desktop apps. These should run in some kind of operating system, and you can able to see the whatever the interface is providing the capabilities. Like in the Notepad, you can able to enter some kind of text, and you can able to save. That is the capability of the Notepad. And what also say, but we have the other capabilities like you can add the shapes and different kind of multimedia. But here the base is this application should require the OS. Then only this will work. But when you look at the web application should have you require the browser only, and you should have the internet. These two things, and you can open a website or web application anywhere. That is the advantage compared to desktop and the web application. The purpose is different, and how exactly they are working also different. How exactly we are developing also different. And present we are having the different strategy about the desktop and the web application, but that thing also some kind of depth concepts we have, because as I mentioned, using the JavaScript also we can develop the application, three type of applications. Like you can develop the mobile, desktop, web application also. But here we will not confuse the kind of concept here, but simply we can go with whatever we have, different kind of web applications. And here we mentioned the different kind of web applications also. We have the static web application. Static means that will be some kind of data. There is no much kind of interaction. Like we will see some kind of contact forms, and you will see some kind of navigation, like home, photos, different kind of address. That kind of small interactions are there. Basically, we call it as a static website. There is no interaction between the content, like admin or normal user. And some websites you will say the dynamic websites, like Facebook, Instagram, whatever the sites. They provide the flexibility, like user can like the content, user can upload the content. These one we can call as a dynamic applications. Here we are updating the content, we are showing the interface. Like we have many different kind of applications like Swiggy and whatever the e-commerce platforms like Amazon, Flipkart. They have the dedicated mobile apps, they have the dedicated desktop apps, and they have the dedicated web applications. Mostly the e-commerce platforms of the admin panel, they provide the desktop platforms. Previously I mentioned the React.js, right? We develop the desktop, they will provide for the internal employees or internal applications like that we develop. Here we have the some kind of the basic idea what is the desktop application, what is the web application like that. The simple funda is web application should run in a browser, and we should have the internet. When you are publicly accessible our website, right? We should host somewhere like some cloud or some kind of GoDaddy or that kind of hosting or that kind of providers. We need to host in a web server, and web server will give the data to browser when you are hitting our domain name, and you will be able to see the data. Whatever we are seeing the data, that is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and multimedia content. That thing also we can cover in the coming slides. What are the things we are using and which kind of content we are showing like that. Yeah, already discussed about what are the desktop apps, what is the web apps, and what is the mobile apps like that. But here different kind of technology we are covered about how we can develop the desktop app, and how we can develop the mobile app like that. But here I did not mention the JavaScript in web and mobile apps. Still, I mentioned about the React Native, and anyways we are using the React and pure JavaScript. That's why I did not mention. But still, you can develop the desktop apps using the Electron.js. You can go Google search about the Electron.js like that. But that thing also we can cover in our course in the coming weeks. I think we can go to the next slide. I think this is about the domains. When you observe our domains, right, here the confusion about the different kind of domains in industry, and you will see the different kind of domains in websites also. Some websites have the .com, .in, and .org. Nowadays you are seeing the when Angular is evolved, you observe some .io, but now you are seeing the .ai, that kind of domains also. We can represent our website using the .in, but we can represent whatever the website names. But here we showed some kind of different kind of domain also. Which kind of domains we have the applications like banking applications, education, e-commerce, and travel and government websites. Like that we have the many different kind of applications. Some kind of digitalization projects we develop based upon their client needs. That is the main mode. you guys also will work on the different kind of domain. Some guys will work on the life sciences domain, some guys will work on the e-commerce domain, some guys will work on the entertainment domain, like the Amazon Prime or whatever the OTT platforms like that. And here we listed some kind of whatever your using the regular websites like Facebook and social networking and Swiggy and Redbus regarding useful tools, and LinkedIn also the job search portal like this. All are websites. Means you need to open this website in a browser, then only you can able to use these applications. And you will have some authentication authorization that part we can cover in our course, advanced topics. But here we listed out some kind of website. Can you able to guess which kind of application like this? You can add in our chat window what is the notepad, which kind of application, what is which kind of Swiggy is which kind of application. mygovernments.com. .com means this is should be the website, and I ask you to see like that. Here we are matching that following. MS Office is desktop application developed by Microsoft. Google Chrome also developed with browser. This is a desktop application. But using the Chrome, we are opening our website. And here I mentioned about when you open any URL, you are seeing some kind of content. Which kind of content you are seeing? Like when you observe, right? You will see some kind of images, and you will see some kind of audio files, video files, and you will see some kind of text, and you will see some kind of icons also. This all is about whatever the number and string, whatever the total content I call it as multimedia. The same content we are representing in the web page. This is what is the web page? Web page, we need to display some kind of multimedia content in a browser. That is the purpose of the web page. That is the basic idea. Whenever anyone asks about what is the web page means we are representing multimedia content in a browser. This is combination of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and multimedia. That is a thing about the data, which data we are representing our website or web page means. And here I mentioned about what is a web application. Web application means it will open in a browser via internet, and it will display the multimedia content. That is a thing about the web application. In our coming classes, we will more discuss about how exactly the web application is working, and we already differentiated about the static website, dynamic website. Dynamic website has some kind of high interactions, and that admins can provide the flexibility. User can do whatever the things based upon the domain type. The banking web applications, you will do some kind of transfers and withdrawals. That kind of the requirement. And when you are going for the e-commerce, some kind of cart thing we need to provide, and we need to show the products, and we can provide the reviews after the product like that. That is a different kind of. But at the end of the day, we are providing some interactions using HTML, CSS, and using the multimedia content. That is the main mode about. Static website means some guys will provide the blogs about our technology, about some kind of products like that. Admin can add the data, admin can have some interaction, but at the end of the day, end user don't have any interaction. He will not create any data, but some guys will provide some kind of comment section. We can add some kind of comments based upon the blog. Only that kind of interaction is there. Most end of the day, that is a more static website. User will not add any data. And we are going for the next slide. Here about the static website, and we are showing some kind of examples about what are the technology we are using for this HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and we are representing some company websites. We will provide this kind of blogs and dynamic applications. I mentioned about what are the real-time applications, social media platforms, and e-commerce platforms. And here dynamic web applications have some different kind of domains, and ticket booking, and real estate, and healthcare, and e-commerce, railways. These are the different kind of domains. We are using these kind of digital products. And here we represent some blogs about how web application is working using the browser, and how the user is interacting with our application, and where exactly data is coming from the right side. Like we mentioned some data source, right? Here you can see the data source and browser and web application. This kind of how exactly this total that represent the line side. You can see that as some kind of HTTP protocol connection happening from the browser to web application, and from the web application to a data source, we have some kind of connections based upon the connection, authorization connection. web application API is able to, or the MVC related controller is able to get the data, and that will push the data into the browser, and we can able to see the data. Whatever the data pushing from the web application to browser, that will be the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and multimedia, image or font or icons or text. And yeah, you guys are able to see the diagram properly, right? That's why I moved, and I'm showing another diagram representing the same but different kind of flavor, like how exactly technology involved here compared to previously. How exactly technology we are using, like web application is ASP.NET developed, and ADO.NET is interacting with the data source, and browser is interacting with that end user. End user will enter the domain name, and our web server will serve the data like that. And here develop web application, and what are the different kind of things there in our application development process. But simply here mentioned about the develop the application and hosting, and user can able to access the application. But here many phases are there in a develop the application. Previously one on our workshop we discussed the agile development, and what are the different cloud, and how the developer and remaining members are involved like that. That is many phases are happening in developing the application side, and after that how exactly this coding is, source code is moving from GitHub or code repository to web server, and which kind of linking or which kind of process we are doing in between, like sonar or whatever the code will be happening from the developer between the team members like that. That is one of the phase. After the DevOps guys able to host the code, use the manual build or that automated triggers, and third once hosted, how exactly user interact with our application. That is the phases we cover simply, but in our course we can cover in a better way. Yeah, this is about I mentioned about front end and backend and middleware, the database kind of thing. Here, the backend you can consider as a middleware, and database that one that will provide the source to the REST APIs or the MVC controller, and MVC controller will give the data to front end, and front end will render the total data using the HTML, CSS code. That is the things we covered this slide. Yeah, this is also one of the packaged application. That's why this React.js or Angular, this kind of frameworks are available. This is one of the main thing. Developing the application, and maintaining the application, and packaging, and moving to the server. Like in our .NET and Java, we will once you are building some class files will generate or EXE file will generate, and we will push the that files into the web server. But previously, 5 years back, what will happen is we will static code will be copy paste into the server, whatever the HTML, CSS, JavaScript. But now that front end also evolved. This also this front end code also have the dedicated this folder, and this will have the minification files. What are the HTML and what are the vendor files? You will see some minification mode. Whatever you are using some encoded mode, that will can consider as a minification, and that will render once user is open the application based on the application authorization, and based upon the scope, user will see specific screen. That kind of capability evolved, but that thing we can cover in our course once you started, and we can discuss more about what is application and how exactly we can build the application using the React, npm and ng commands using Angular like that. Basically we have some webpacks and baby that kind of libraries we are using for the building, front-end building, like our get package. Here also we have the node modules. And about the hosting, this is also nowadays a traditional hosting. Copy pasting into the web server or some cloud EC2 instance. That is a traditional old way, but now modern way is when user is coming in the code, that will automatically do the linting and automation test cases, and it will do some code coverage checks. Then only application will move to the code review. Once code review is done, you will commit the code in the develop branch, and develop branch will move to the automatic dev server. Then testing will happen. Develop to UAT and UAT production. That kind of things are happening. Here, this is about the more DevOps thing. Once we develop the application, and when you have the portfolio build, right? When you have the portfolio, then we can explain about things, which kind of DevOps things we will take in a front-end perspective, front-end developer perspective, or full-stack developer perspective. And about once you hosted, and end user will access the application, and our developer perspective, once you hosted, toaster will open the application. And here different kind of codes, design the code and validate the logic and style code, business logic. This is all phases we can discuss in detail in our course. But here, these are the different kind of raw things when you are developing any medium level application. This kind of all things you will touch. When you go for the static website, right? Then we will touch the styles and minimum logic and presentation logic. No that much of business logic. But when you go for the dynamic and complex interfaces, these are all things will take care about what will be the database, how will the authentication, role-based access control. That thing also we can mention in our course, which kind of different kind of persons interact with our application, right? When you're taking as example the e-commerce application, the dedicated admin will import the products and products will be visible to the normal end customer. Here we need to make the role-based access control. Which module is available for the which use? Like that, we can discuss about the role-based access control in React, Angular, and our backend also, Node.js also. But same things will play into the different kind of technology or libraries also. Yeah, testing code also. I mentioned one of the main mention about the Sonar. Before that, we have the Karma Jasmine and Protractor, and nowadays we are using the Cypress, one of the automation tool. You guys will learn about this kind of things, about the automation testing, end-to-end testing like that. And here we represent one of the example login page. How we can use the HTML for creating one of the forms. Forms means in our HTML perspective, these are the interaction elements. Interaction means user will enter some kind of data, like that we provide the flexibility, and user can click on the login button. These all we can represent in interactive elements. Like that you guys able to learn the different kind of interactive elements and content elements. Like text, paragraph tags, you can consider as a content element tags. Like that we divide that into different kind of categories. You guys can easily learn that tags in our HTML in a first week or second week, like we will cover this all kind of points. But here, as you can able to see, HTML, using HTML, you can able to represent some kind of content in a web page, and you can able to create the interactive elements for any user. End user can use that for the interaction purpose. Interaction means user can enter the data. That is one of the interaction. User can click on the button. That is also one of the interaction. And here, React.js and Angular are our popular courses. And here you are seeing whenever you observe any social media website or anything, right, without entering any user ID password, you will see some error messages. Without submitting the server, you will see in the front end. Because here we have the front end about, we can able to have the grip about, we can able to do the validation, like user enter the information, then only we need to submit the form. But here why we require the validation means this will remove the burden to the server. Like that we will save our memory to our web server. That's why here scope is included from front-end perspective. This kind of validation previously when you are submitting the page refresh will happen, and then only some kind of validation happens server side, and we will get the message to the front-end page using the estimation messages or some kind of mechanism they will follow using some query parameters like this. That kind of mechanism there when you are developing the application for the MVC pattern. But here, based upon the JavaScript flexibility, right, here you can add the validation in front-end side, and you can use the regular expressions, and you can add some kind of dynamic HTML CSS kind of thing. When you observe some kind of two patterns here. One is about success, second one is about the error. Means when you observe the border about the input box, right, one is about the green color, next one is about the red color. Here red color we are representing as a error, and green color we are representing as success. Here we have some kind of grip in it. We can do the validation using the regular expression. That's why they did some kind of email validation, and they are showing. This is means we are providing some kind of user experience to the end user. That's why when you are applying for some kind of job, right, they ask about the UI UX person. This kind of things will take care of the UX. How exactly we can represent our application with our key features. Here user feel okay, I entered correctly, and next he will go for the next interaction. Like he will enter the password. Here the main thing is about you can add the dynamic CSS. You can on-fly, you can change the color of the text border of the text box. That is the capability about the JavaScript. JavaScript can control the total web page, and it can on-fly, you can add the HTML CSS into the web page. That's why compared to HTML CSS, JavaScript is powerful when we are applying the HTML CSS using the JavaScript. Then we will be the JavaScript developer using these three things in a proper way. Using the HTML, CSS, JavaScript in a proper way, then we will be the advanced JavaScript developer. That is the main motive of our course. And here, simply we represent the CSS and that color or whatever the thing, right? That using CSS we can able to. Here I think we change the icon of the color and we change the color of the font. We change the font color. That's why we use in the MS in red color. That is a capability about the HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And here we represent in a normal way how exactly we can consider the HTML without anything. The some kind of content we displayed in our web page, that normal meaning and some kind of colors applied and some kind of interaction, some kind of flow happening in water, right? Some kind of interaction is happening with the building. Here we can consider this kind of interaction web page like the button clicks, whatever the interaction, and you will see some kind of hover effects and some kind of navigation between the pages when you are going the single page application approach. That is the main input, and using the JavaScript we can submit the request to the backend without page loading. That is the feature Ajax calls. That one we can cover in our next thing here. Yeah, business logic means I mentioned the different kind of domain, right? Different kind of domain of different kind of business logic. Like when you are applying for the ticket, right? Here we provide some kind of what is the starting place and ending place, and we need to validate and we need to show the some kind of tickets, available tickets. That is the business logic. In a simple way, we represent some kind of which kind of business logics in a number side. End of the day, we do some automatic operations using the source code like that JavaScript or Node.js or .NET or Java. Like these are the different kind of discounts using the numbers and costs calculated in the numbers and percentages, tab the numbers and number comparison less than data than triple equal, double equal, like that. We will see some different kind of operations, automatic operations here. And these are the regular queries about salary collection, the tax, and prime number, stand number. These are the basic one, but these are also regular ones we are using. But once you learn this all concept, we will have some prepare how well we can do the automatic operation in JavaScript and the particular technology we will be able to learn. These are the basic things when you are going for the things, right? But my suggestion is you guys should learn the basics. Then only you can able to easily learn the total data technology. That's why you need to learn what is the data types and how well you can use the data types and function methods like that. You should have some kind of grip in the basics. Then only you will be the good developer. The basics, once you have right, then you can play with the technology. These things also, I think our team give the total information about how exactly these operations you guys can able to do using these. And here about the database, this is the main thing about right. The whatever the AML, whatever all data will move to the database, and that will be a relational database or non-relational database. Non-relational database, one of the thing I did not mention about the JSON. The total data is stored in a JSON. And one more thing is JSON is one of the important topic we will cover in our course. That is the main key of exchanging the between the data between the front end to the middleware from REST API. REST API will provide the JSON and JSON will render the front end. That is the main thing about when you are learning REST APIs or anything. JSON is the main key concept. And MongoDB also they are storing the data in JSON wise. The every file is act as a JSON. JSON have the object or arrays and strings and that boolean values that support that thing also we can cover in our JavaScript session. What is the JSON, what is the JSON arrays, why compared to XML JSON is popular, why we should learn the JSON like that, why that is popular, like also we can learn conversations. And here about the configuration, client-side configuration and server-side configuration. We will have some configuration at the database level and environmental level like that. We should have some different kind of environmental levels. That thing also we can go in a depth level in our course content, but configurations will take care mostly about the build level, like DevOps guys take care about configuration code, but they will interact with developers and they will create that variables and keywords. And here about the authentication process, how exactly we are using in our web application development like that. And once you log in, we will get the page. Once you successfully. Here we mentioned about the technology and how exactly we are using, right? And here today we are talking about the Mern stack, designing the code and the JavaScript evaluation logic and styles, business logic, like that here. That's why previously I mentioned about the in the Mern we can replace with the mean. or we can replace with the Vue.js also. That is a front-end part, means HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And that's why we are planning about the two different kind of courses. One is about dedicated to React based upon the huge demand, and some guys are more interested about the learning the total thing in a full stack like Mern. That's why you guys can choose. You guys will go to the React, or you guys will go to the Mern, whatever you choose, or you can replace the Mern with the .NET. That is also okay. Or you can replace the other technology also okay. But we can discuss in one-on-one meeting. But that is a planning. Currently we are planning React and Mern. You can choose whatever. And you guys interested in Angular, that one also possible based on your interest. But here I mentioned about the different kind of phases when you are creating the application. These are the different kind of phases in a front-end and middleware database perspective. These are the different kind of things will involve in a. I think these are the different kind of things. Style code and business logic and DB connectivity, configuration the code and authentication code and developing. These are all things will evolve from front-end to middleware database. These all things will change based upon the technology, whatever we choose. Like Mern will change, and when you are going the .NET core with Angular, that will change. But all concepts will be the same. Like that, we created our course curriculum. Once you develop this one technology, you can adapt the same best practices into the another stack. That is our main. That's why I created one of the courses. Right? You should remember that name. Once you come to why we added that name, you should be able to get the idea. Yeah, here simply represent the same thing, and I think here the same thing previously we described the different kind of blocks, how end users interact with the browser and browser how exactly getting the application and where the data is coming from. Like that, these are all HTTP protocols and which kind of different kind of things in a browser. And here about the load balancer, this is some kind of DevOps thing. When many guys are using our application based upon the low RAM size, right? We can able to scale our application using different kind of horizontal, vertical, that kind of different kind of load balancers are there. That is some kind of cloud perspective. We have some kind of load balancer in between. That is a thing. And we are going for the next slide about this is also some kind of similar thing, but we represent some kind of different kind of technologies about how where exactly the front end is. We have like previously we have some MVC pattern right in between, but now we have the front end. And here, one more thing is about we are comparing the multi-page application and the single-page application here previously. But here one more thing is in the SPA also now we are supporting the SEO friendliness using the HTML tags and using the server-side rendering. Right? That is also one of the important topic we can cover in our course. Here front-end SPA is also now evolved, and now SPA is also SEO friendly. That is also one of the important point we can cover in our. That's why many e-commerce applications are adapting the SPA. SPA means we should use the React or any other popular library. And here we compared how multi-page application means single-page application and SPA. SPA means single-page application. Single-page application means once user is open the application, that will not reload the total entire application. Based upon the route, that will render the specific part of the page based upon our business logic. Business logic means we need to provide the product or product detail page or cart, like that we should have the logic in a root level. And here we mentioned about single page application, right? Here dynamic SPA and state management and Redux and RGS, NGRX and we have the inbuilt state management context APIs. Because here we are talking about the state, right? State means whatever the I mentioned about some kind of interaction in our web page. Once we created one kind of application based upon our business purpose, right? End user will navigate our application and user will do some interactions. Based upon the interaction, we will get some kind of data, interaction data. That means we have the state. That state, how we can maintain our browser. Then only we can able to show the information in a particular way. Like that, I update the one of the profile page. Once user update the profile page in LinkedIn or any social media platform, right? Once you upload the profile page, you will be able to see that in an icon directly. Here, some kind of strategy about the state management. Once you update in one of the component, right, based upon the subject or based upon this Flux architecture, they will trigger the event, and that event will update the data based upon the user interaction. That's why user interaction is one of the important point in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript perspective and state management perspective also. Here, these are the popular libraries, Redux and React.js, and we have many other libraries also we can cover in our course. But here, you guys should know about what is the state and how exactly we are getting the state from the end user perspective. And here we cover this slide, and here we mentioned about the different kind of applications, how develop using the Mern, like Instagram, Netflix. These are the React.js flavor. Most of the time they use MongoDB related things about the tracking purposes, saving user details like that. That's why we mentioned this kind of sites. And here I mentioned about one of the why I learn the JavaScript and why you guys should learn about the JavaScript. And here this is the main thing about. Here you can able to develop the web application, and here you can able to develop the mobile application, and you can able to develop the desktop application. These are the different kind of technologies you can able to check that what is the element like that in Google. And next class we can discuss about how which kind of technology we can choose based on our portfolio build. Right? In that week we can able to discuss more. I think here we covered about the three parts. How exactly we can use the JavaScript for the different, using three different kind of applications. And here we mentioned about the Angular also, like that we are comparing it with the other technology. Using the Angular, we can, and we mentioned about this kind of domains. And this is about our plan, how we can, we planned about, how we planned about this syllabus, right? Here we have some kind of information about.
Sir.
These are the different kind of information about how we planned about
hello.
content tags and interaction tags in HTML level, right? Here we planned about different kind of tags that will render the text and that will provide the interactions. And here we covered the. Here I think based upon the visibility, I can show some more content like this. You can able to see the total thing about JavaScript. What are the tokens? Loops and array and object. Because I mentioned about some business logic one of the phase, right? You guys will use this variable declaration using the variable and constant and operation. You will do some kind of arithmetic operations like addition some kind of things, right? You guys will use the operators and conditional status for loops, if else conditions, and while for loop, that kind of things are there, and arrays and objects, and we will have some difference between arrays and objects compared to other language, right? In the JavaScript we will see some different behavior. That's why we have the TypeScript also for the validation, but here we don't put the in a basic level, right? We don't put the TypeScript also, but we can cover the TypeScript also. Once you have the total knowledge in these three, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And function also main thing about any programming language or scripting language. And here one of the guy asked about how you guys will cover this total thing in a 3 months. Here the thing is we can parallelly learn all this, because once you are developing any one of the form, right? I showed one of the form of the validation. Like this, we will cover all topics within the one of the features. Like that our course is about, you will learn about how you guys will learn about the features, not about covering the syllabus. That is not our motto. Motto is about how you guys will build that portfolio, how you guys will love the features, and how you guys will be able to do the job search easily. That is our main motto. Not about covering all topics, what are they in the syllabus. That is not our motto. We will give the training about the features, how you can able to develop a role-based access control, how you can able to develop the complex components like date picker or whatever the different components you will see. Collapsible panels like that. We will give you training and how exactly can adapt this kind of feature development related things. And this is about our Boost, one of the popular library. And here in the React and Angular is the better way. That thing also we will give in a training. But here not we did not mention like our bootstrap, maybe also one of the popular we will cover that library. But end of the day, that will also provide the same utilities and that will provide the same pop-up model. But look and feel will be changed. The user experience will be changed. The colors and whatever the uh, interactions, user experience will be changed. And here we will cover out how exactly the React.js application can use the npx and npm. Previously we used the npm, but now that is moved to the npx command. Using the npx command, how exactly we can get this scratch from the scratch, how we can create the single page application, what are the default behavior of the React.js application, and how we can integrate the third-party libraries, and how we can integrate the lint, and how we can integrate the build commands like that. And I informed about how REST APIs will integrate with our application. Like here, Axios is one of the part. Using the Axios, that fetch API calls will get the post or get or whatever. That REST API method will support. That will trigger. And here, cost is also one of the important topic. When you're dealing with the SPA and REST APIs in all languages, where all stacks, the costs will be taken in a developer perspective. The specific domain only will data to the front end. Like that, we need to configure the small topic, but that is one of the important topic in our job search perspective. And here are components, they all are about parent to child, how exactly they are interacting, and how they are exchanging the state. And you will see some lifecycle methods and lifecycle hooks in our Angular. These are about how exactly we are triggering the event based upon the user interactions. That's why in the HTML CSS part we will give the basic knowledge about adapting the terminology from development level, and the same thing we will implement in developing our website and developing any tool. Yeah, these are all our basic things while you are dealing with this authorization. I mentioned about the role-based access control, right? Authentication is one of the main point. What is the difference between authentication and authentication? That is some guys will ask why what is authentication? Authentication means the basic validation will appear into the system. The user is it's or not. Then user will go to our application. Then which kind of role user is have? That is the authorization part. Based upon that, user will move to the home page or user module page or admin page. And I mentioned about the JSON. This is also one of the main important topic you guys should adapt. Why JSON is popular compared to XML. Previously, all are about the SOAP and XML based. Now, the trend is changed and all are about the JSON. Because of flexibility, that one we can discuss in our call. Yeah, this is the Flux architecture and component architecture. That's why React and Angular is very popular. You can develop the components and you can reuse that across our application. The more thing is about not developing the application. The thing is about how we are maintaining, how we are scaling our application. That is the main mode when you are choosing any technology or when you are doing for any architecture. That is the main mode. That's why all guys are choosing React or Vue.js or Angular. That is the main mode in a front-end perspective. Here the main thing is about reusability. And we should have some basic best practices like SALT principles and design patterns. All things behind the scenes, this framework and libraries will take care. And our part is about business logic. Based upon our requirement, based on our task, we need to write our code. That's why we are using this kind of more frameworks and more libraries. This will improve our product at the end of the day. That's why business suggests you can use some kind of framework instead of writing the raw code. That is the main thing, but that is also we need to adapt the best practices. And here, compared to our remaining institutions and our mindset, this is the thing I mentioned about. We create our curated content about the curriculum, whatever that is supporting our current industry and about your job search. And once you join in a company, how you guys able to survive in agile perspective and work perspective and task execution perspective. That's why here we have the different kind of things, and here we have the different kind of the slide. Yeah, this is the main thing about our. We will give you the training and we will guide you on best practices. That is one of the main things. And we will help you on the portfolio. Portfolio means you will create some of the websites and you will commit the code into the GitHub or whatever the popular repositories with the best practices. That is the main thing about when you are going for the job search or when you are going for the upskilling, right? This is the main thing you guys should do. whatever you know, you guys should put it in one of the GitHub or whatever the posting servers. Then end HR go over the technical or non-technical guy, able to see what exactly you know. In the first best impression perspective. Then second thing about they will interview, they will conduct the interview or what will happen is the next step. That's why my suggestion is you guys should adapt the best practices based on our course, and you need to develop your own portfolio. That is our second step. And GitHub and LinkedIn, our resume also you should have. And based upon the now current situation of the competition, right? You guys should adapt these three things. And anyway, exams, this kind of mind perspective, we will provide whatever the equated in offline and online or whatever the things. We will spend more time when you guys are interested about anything like in a practical or theoretical part. We guys should cover. I think most of the part we completed. Do you guys have any questions about thing? Like I mentioned about the Mern stack and the React.js, right? You can choose whatever the thing, but the any course or any technology we will follow the same this kind of curriculum about the adapting the best practices. That is one thing, and portfolio building. And you guys should adopt the latest trends. That is the main mode. And you need to compare the different technology and how exactly that is solving the problem. That is the main mode about this demo. Thank you everyone.